Hello and good evening, everybody. 26th of April 2024. It's time for weekly roundup, जो कि हमने सुबह बोला भी था. एंड फ्रैंकली इस बार थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो रहा है आप लोगों से कनेक्ट करना बिकॉज समहाउ आई बिलीव इन जयपुर वी हैव सम इंटरनेट इश्यूज और उसके चक्कर से आपने भी देखा होगा पिछले 3 दिन से बहुत ज्यादा डिस्ट्रप्शन चल रहा है. हमारे जो वीडियोस हैं वो टाइमली अपलोड नहीं हो पा रहे बट एज यूजुअल वी स्टिल फाइटिंग. फाइटर्स हैं इसीलिए मार्केट में है. तो चलिए ये फिलोसफी चलती रहेगी. Without wasting much of your time and Mr. Ankit Khandelwal's time, I'll bring him in the studio so that he can guide us ahead for the week. Hi, good evening, Ankit. How are you?
Good evening, Rachit. I'm very well. How are you?
I am good. बताइए, how was your range bound market?
Markets, obviously, as expected, was in the range, but quite a bit of excitement this week. Lot of results came in. A lot of big names announced results. Then I think this is the after 2 weeks, market has actually kind of I would not say stabilized, but still not shown that kind of volatile movement which we had seen in 2 weeks preceding to this week. So again, I'll just quickly go through how the week went. So if you look at it, the last week, we ended quite a bit at the low. 22,147 odd was the close on Friday, and given the fact that no new surprises came in from the Middle East, uh, we were expecting that kind of a gap up on Monday, which we saw also. But the first 3 days, these Monday actually was pretty good. The gap up was sustained. The market moved up, closed above 22,300 odd levels, and the next 2 days again gap up was there, but very very muted kind of gap up, and in the absence of much news, it was all going down. In fact, on Tuesday and Wednesday, if you see, the Nifty only moved up 100 points on the closing basis, if you look at it. Coming to the main movement days, Thursdays was a surprise step when Nifty moved up all the way from 22,300 odd levels to 22,600 plus. So yeah, we are looking at 300 plus point movement on Nifty on Thursday. Fueled by uh, global markets. It is possible that global markets were uh, in uh, in line with this, and lot of selling had happened in the Indian markets, so FIIs were kind of jumping in to buy. But again, that rally, if you see it, on Friday, that rally kind of subdued, and it fell down again and closed at about 22,420 odd. So again, I would say almost 200 point correction from Thursday. So I think largely, like I said in the last week, largely movement has been stock specific. Broad movement in the index is kind of volatile, but again in a range. And the good thing is that in this week, the VIX actually fell down almost 20% to its 5-year lows. So that is a good sign. That is a good sign. Like I've always maintained that this range, if the range that I'm talking about, this is, in my opinion, the range where the markets must consolidate to move ahead. So if let's say I'm bullish on markets, and I am seeing it Nifty to go on higher levels, further high, next zone maybe. But I don't see that happening unless until we see a consolidation. We see Nifty spend some undisturbed time and create some genuine volume. in these levels. Still at 22,500 or 600, the large investors are kind of reluctant to put in jump in with a lot of money. That can be due to anything, because of the movement above 22,500 has been very volatile, and it has been, it has been sold into all the time. That can be uncertainty due to corporate results or general elections also. So, unless until we get comfortable at this level, I don't see it going further up. So that is very crucial, I feel. But yeah, some stock specific things happened. For example, Kotak Bank. We had a news on Kotak Bank. I believe you will be able to tell me better what happened with Kotak Bank.
See, Kotak Bank was a problem for sure, and frankly, the way it has come out, मतलब आप ये देखिए कि we were aware that there are some issues, and in fact, on 15th of April, there was some serious problem with all the online transactions and everything of Kotak Bank, and RBI, the way RBI came out with the sanctions and everything, it was not much of a surprise. उसके पीछे आप देखिए सबसे बड़ा कारण ये है that the report that RBI has put forward in the market. RBI is telling us that for past 2 years, RBI was warning Kotak Bank for its IT risk management and IT infrastructure, and Kotak Bank was actually not taking proper care of it, because of which RBI had to take this action, wherein they cannot issue any more credit cards, and they cannot onboard any customer through their online banking, which is net banking and mobile banking. Only offline onboarding can be done. And in this particular report that was released through RBI, there was one very important takeaway that RBI is saying it can take further more actions in Kotak Bank. Further more actions can be taken. So this is something that we really have to watch very cautiously. And when we talk about Kotak Bank and Kotak Bank's online transaction, in UPI payment terms, Kotak Bank is ninth biggest bank of in UPI transaction terms. And if we check historically, like if you remember, HDFC was HDFC had gone through the same problem. And for a bank like HDFC, it took HDFC some 8 to 12 months to rectify everything and then report to RBI and then get everything started. I really don't think Kotak Bank is in that category wherein it can act that fast. But even if it does, I believe for 6 to 12 months, Kotak Bank will be facing such kind of issues. Along with this, the particular statement that RBI gave in the report that furthermore actions can be taken. I believe it's better to stay cautious. But yes, like we had stated in the pre-market update, somebody's loss is somebody's profit. So now we need to see as to when these credit cards and online transactions will be facing Kotak will be facing problem. The customers might take a shift and then say Axis Bank or HDFC Bank, which bank gets the advantage. We really need to look into it then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Speaking on the banks across the board, the banking sector was, quite a bit in focus in this week. Uh, it the results came in for some banks. IndusInd Bank, subdued results. Axis Bank, great results. Again, Axis Bank jumped 6%. ICICI Bank was another, major contributor, like always, to Nifty and Bank Nifty. So yeah, so even in the same sector, if you see, very stock specific movement is there. Kotak Bank, obviously, because of this unfortunate news, was taking a massive beating. Uh, Otherwise, mostly banks were up. The PSU banks today, specifically today and yesterday, were very good. Were on the rise. IOB Indian Overseas Bank up 6%, State Bank up 5%, UCO Bank up 6%. So, the entire PSU sector of banking was up. So, again, that is one thing. And yeah, another major sector in focus was metals this week. If you see, it's a very unusual sector to be, not every other week you see metal and cement kind of stocks to, move up so drastically. But yeah, good movement was seen in Tata Steel, in JSW Steel, Hindalco, so on and so forth. So yeah, having said that, a lot of results came in. So results, I'm not gonna speak of uh, all of them. Obviously, I can't, but some of them that I read and I saw, try to get a sense of the figures. Most results have actually missed the estimates. They have kind of disappointed, no doubt about it. See, for example, Tech Mahindra on that matter, expected revenue was at 1370 crores, and they clocked in about 1280 crores, which is they also had a 30% fall in their EBITDA, which stood at 140 crores this time. So again, I think what the markets are doing, we are already at a, following a couple of year forward valuation, and in that on that path, if we are missing, the fundamentals are missing to catch up with the expectations, to that tune, we must see the correction, uh, to that tune. Otherwise, it will always have that, top heavy kind of a feeling, wherein, wherein with this result, you'll always feel that stock is trading at a little premium. It will not invite fresh buying. It will not, everybody, investors will be reluctant, so on and so forth. Yeah, speaking of Unilever, again, muted earnings. They have cited reasons like sluggish demand, and they are facing a lot of rising competition from local rivals. With all the Make in India and everything. Now, a lot of you must have seen on shows like Shark Tank. There are lots and lots of these Ayurveda and that kind of companies which are making toxic free products, largely FMCG products. So again, Unilever, the net profit fell 5.5% to about 241 crores. Revenue came in at 1470 crores, which was a miss from the estimates. Vedanta, again, I'm taking random companies through the different sectors. So everybody gets an idea on where IT is standing or where metals is standing, or so on and so forth. So net income in Vedanta is about down 27%, 131 crores, and this is against the estimate of 187 crores, which is again much higher than the actual earnings. The revenue was 3493 crores, again down 6.2%. So again, with Vedanta, disappointing earnings. Uh, the big daddy Reliance, again, that also was not so much of a pleasing kind of a result. They are continuously facing the stress from their petrochemical business, and it is expected. According to research by some global oil marketing companies, and it is the stress with petrochemical is here to stay. So but Reliance is doing a good job in hiving off and keeping their eggs in multiple baskets. You must be, obviously everybody knows that with their deals with Walt Disney, with their deals with BlackRock, with their foray into retail, a lot of new businesses that they have. they are slated to do extremely well. They are also, in fact, from the last report that I read, they are also working very fast on an AI model, which will, which will they will come up with a product somewhat on the lines of Chat GPT. So overall, of course, which is why you don't see Reliance falling so much. But to speak of numbers, there was a 1.8% fall in net income to about 1895 crores. Also, speaking of the March quarter, Reliance has surged up 15%, which is massive compared to about 2% on Sensex. So, again, anybody trading in Reliance, anybody actively trading in Reliance, or buying it, I would say exercise a little bit of caution, because it's vis-a-vis a market, it has really moved up a lot. So some sort of caution is definitely warranted on Reliance.
Interesting update, and I believe the Reliance thing that you have put forward. Also, it was quite fascinating how Geo Finance came up with this venture and everything happening. So, for sure, Reliance is quite interesting, and this was the week gone by. Now, let's talk about the week coming ahead. Let's talk about real business. Where do you see the market, and how do you see things happening now?
Again, what I feel is, we missed out on a major point. If you heard, the US GDP numbers came in late night on Thursday, and on Friday, rather what our markets did on Friday was kind of a reflection of what the US market shut. If you see Dow on Thursday, it fell down drastically. I think 600 odd points or something like that. Uh, so Dow fell down drastically, and the impact was seen on our markets also. Uh, One thing is there, that the rate cut might be sooner, is what I hear. Yeah, so talking about the week ahead, I think the week ahead is in the same kind of zone. We are not having any external, or any extra news that is there, that might, I don't see any big event that might just shake up the current equilibrium of the market. Uh, Big results will continue to come in. There are a few left. In fact, as we speak, Maruti is coming up with their results, and I expect Maruti to do extremely well. But again, like I told you last time itself, uh, Maruti comes up with the sales number on the first of every month, and basis that, the market kind of factors in everything. So at 12,500 or 700, Maruti is kind of factored in all the good results that it can get. So yeah. So speaking of the coming week, again I see markets to remain in this range, consolidate. If it consolidates, it's very good. Volatility, if it stays this level or it goes down, it's even better. The lesser the volatility, the greater confidence to the investor to be comfortable in putting in their money at 20 to 500 or 600. But yes, going by how the week has gone, I feel that next week might have a positive bias. We may see, uh, you know if we happen to see a 50, 70 point gap down kind of opening, we may see a lot of fund coming in, lot of buying happening, in terms of institutions and FIIs also. So I don't see a big negative bias. I don't see a lot of investors jumping in to sell, uh, unless and until we have some fresh news from the Middle East, or something like that, that may create any sort of panic. So in the absence of any fresh panic, stricken news, I don't see it going down as such. So range bound to positive movement is what I see uh, next week. We may see, 22,600, 700, what we have visited in the past. Because as the weeks are progressing, people are kind of getting comfortable at 22, 200, 300 levels. So, the more trader volume is going to keep coming in, it will continue to go up.
So, does that mean that again the markets would be, respecting the range that you have put them into? And if none of the boys having the big toys in the international front play with their toys, there would not be much of things happening around. But yes, as you said that the bias would be positive. So, in that case, is there a possibility that we might even see a new high if, with low volumes or some positive news coming in from any of the international market or any particular news coming in, we might even see a new high in the week or the
Either
week.
so from the highs that we have already seen in the week before last, I'm talking about 22,770 or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, it was between 22,730, 40 to 770, something like that. If you can check the charts, it'll be great. It is 22,736, if I read properly. Yeah.
766. Yeah.
766, yeah, right. So 22,770, I think that is again a level wherein even to reach that level, it will require some sort of kind of fuel, I would say. Not rocket fuel. It may, and I think any trigger right now can push the Nifty to 200, 300 points. It's not a big deal. But I would look at two things. I would look at that level with volumes. Volume is one thing. I would also look at that level with closing basis. So I personally do not. I'm not convinced if a Nifty touches 22,700 or 750 and on intraday basis and falls down and closes on that. If it closes the day above that level, maybe a little convincing. If it closes a day with a lot of volume on that day at that level, definitely sold. I am sold. I mean, not
Okay.
not the market. I'm sold.
So that simply means, or what we can understand out of this, that if there is a decisive closing wherein the market maintains and closes above certain new high levels, then only we are seeing a decent upside. Intraday new high is not something that we should be, concerned about, because that might happen, but that is not changing the direction of the market or making any euphoric move in the market as of now.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Rajat, it's to put things very simply. We are at 22 400 or 500, right? A 5% movement, a 5% movement is how much? It's about 1100 points or 1150 points, correct? Right?
Right.
1150 points in FT and a 5% movement. Would you think that a 5% movement is a game changer for any market? No, it's not a game
Right.
changer. It's not a changer. So why worry about 200, 300, 500 point movement when 1100 points movement is not a game changer? So can you imagine the it will not take a fuel. It will take rocket fuel to go up 1100 points. We need some really really solid news to go up, or really really terrible news to go bad. So I
So,
don't see it, I don't see it, going beyond this. It's not possible unless until we see something which is which is kind of game changer. There is no
Right.
game changer in sight currently. Now everything is being factored into. The election results are factored into. Bad corporate results are also being factored into slowly. I read somewhere 2 days back that the weather department has predicted 120% monsoon. So, so good monsoon will also get factored into. Maybe not now. Maybe by June, by we are approaching monsoon, it will get factored into. So where will be the movement from? It needs some masala to move, na? You need some masala.
Got it, Ankit. Got it. This is my third weekly failure wherein I am trying to see the new high in the markets and you're not ready to move. Chaliye, anyhow, not a problem. I'll try it again in the next weekly roundup. Till the time, I believe the market has to maintain the range that you have put into. So it was again amazing, talking and understanding how as to how the markets are behaving. And as everybody has seen that the markets are moving in the range that was predicted by you. Again, I believe I'll wait for next weekly roundup, and then I believe that there is something happens and you tell us about the new range. Till that
Hopefully,
time, I believe, yeah,
hopefully. I'm saying hopefully.
hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully. चलिए ठीक है. As always, it was nice talking and nice learning.
Correct.
I believe we'll see you again in the next week. Till that
Yes.
time, let the market trade in the range.
Yes. Bye bye. Bye. Have a good
Bye
weekend.
bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.